Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Best MTG Decks Ever. I'm your host, Joseph, and today I have the pleasure of bringing you a Rakdos Spellslinger deck from one of the new commanders coming from the new Spy set, whatever it's called. Cue the captions to show what that set's called. Let's take a look at the deck. We are running a commander. Her name is Judith, Carnage Connoisseur. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, choose one. That spell gains Death Touch and Lifelink, or create a 2/2 red imp creature token with, when this creature dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Let's take a look at the deck. So I've got it split up into a couple different things. We've got one asymmetrical board wipe with Vandal Blast so that we can take out everyone's artifacts. We are running some combos here, like Twin Flame and Dual Caster for infinite Dual Caster mages. We've got Jessica's Will and Reiterate for infinite casts, which will work with Judith creating infinite amounts of imps. We've got Saw in Half and Dual Caster Mage, which can combo together to create infinite Dual Caster mages. Mana Geyser and Reiterate create an infinite casting combo, which you can use with Judith to create infinite imps. We've got some Spellslinger creatures right here. We've got Burgi, Stormkiln, and Urabras, just great creatures. We've got one damage removal card right here, Cast into Fire, and we have it for this amazing effect. This card should be in almost all of the decks that you have with red. It is 1 colorless, 1 red, and reads Exile Target Artifact. And we use this for the One Ring, which is in many decks out there. This gets rid of it. Now, we've got some interesting cards right here, which work with the ability that is this spell gains Death Touch and Lifelink. Okay, let's take a look at these. Blazing Volley. Blazing Volley deals 1 damage to each creature your opponents control. Commander on the board, cast Blazing Volley, choose that it has Death Touch and Lifelink. All of their creatures die, and then you gain 1 point of health for every creature that's hit. So if they've got 9 creatures total, all their creatures die, we gain 9 life. And it is just an asymmetrical board wipe. It's pretty awesome. All of these cards pretty much do the same thing. You can even fit more in there that cost 3 or more, but I wanted to keep the average CMC quite low. We are running a lot of draw spells here. Some of them involve sacrificing creatures because we're creating imps. We'll have a lot of creatures available for sacking. We've got some exile, cast the cards thing, which kind of works like draw, essentially, and a lot of our spells are very low level, low CMC, so casting something like this is very safe, and we can cast a lot more spells from it, and then we can keep storming from there. We've got your classic black draw spells, which cost life, Sign in Blood, and Night's Whisper. We've got Wheel of Misfortune, so that we can draw a ton of cards. This is good if our hand is very low, or we really want to storm off this turn. And then we've got Ambition's Cost and Ancient Craving, just good card, cast it, draw 3 cards, and it costs some life, but that's okay because every time we cast one of these with lifelink, we're going to be gaining back a ton of life. Here we just have a bunch of ramp for instants and sorceries, and a bunch of ramp that are mana rocks. We've got some draw discard spells right here. I'm liking these Feign Death effects because they're low level, they only cost 1, so that we can use it to protect our commander. Someone tries to remove her, we cast Feign Death, target her, she dies, she comes back to life, and she will still proc the 2/2 imp ability, so we'll get an imp off of that as well. We've got some finishers here, so once we have advanced the game, we've got a few mana rocks out there, we've got some land out there, we cast bonus round, and as long as we've got some draw spells, we're probably just going to keep on playing for the rest of that turn and probably finish out the game. Sometimes you brick, sometimes you don't. We've got Past in Flames. This deck really starts to fill the graveyard with lots of instants and sorceries. Past in Flames allows us to really go off if we want to. Primal Amulet is just a way for us to cast spells for cheaper, and when you activate its ability after casting 4, then we can copy spells with this, and it also acts as a mana rock. Double Vision is just so we can get double procs, usually on draw spells. Sometimes, if you want to do it with Cast and Fire, if there are 2 One Rings on the board, that's pretty devastating. Chandra, Hope's Beacon, is amazing because she's got, whenever you cast an instant or a sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This ability triggers only once each turn, so you can get copies with that. And then, of course, Mizzix's Mastery, just like Past in Flames, our graveyard gets full of cards. We cast Mizzix's Mastery, game's probably over at that point. And we've got a bunch of lands. Yeah, over here in the sideboard, there's some cards that I've been thinking about switching in and out. They they have higher CMCs than what I'm currently running, and I'm getting the sense that this deck runs much more efficiently and much better when the average CMC is very low. So may or may not put them in there. Like, I love Arcane Bombardment, but it doesn't really work well with Past in Flames and Mizzix's Mastery. Anyway, that's the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.